male or someone into sex, I mean, still falls under rape. Any way, anyhow you say it. And finally, don't assume flirting, kissing, or dressing provocatively means consent to sex.
Can I add to that?
Yes, please.
Don't assume because a female shows up means that she wants it. So forget what she's dressed like. Some people make invitations to women just because she shows up. You feel as if, oh, she came here now. She came all the way here, so she wants something. Never make that assumption. Do you know the funny thing is that consensual sex, when a woman really wants it and she's into it, and so are you, it's one of the best feelings you could ever have. Yeah. Why try to forcefully take this from a female?
And I won't say this, guys. Please don't dismiss when a lady says, "I've changed my mind." Because a lot of guys do that. You know, maybe she came there with the intention of actually, you know, having a good time or whatever. But the moment she says, "I'm sorry, I think this is a mistake. I don't want to do this." Please, men, you need to respect that. You need to back away from it. Before we go, I want to ask man like Pharaoh a quick question. Do you think economically, we've seen more young women take very reckless decisions? Because I think this particular situation, when we really examine the situation, finances was one of the key problems that, and one of the key reasons why she actually went to see him.
Yeah, so for me, I personally believe that, you know, he spoke about parenting and all of that, but I really believe that there's only much that a parent can do. We all were teenagers. There are things our parents asked us to do, and we went against it, and then we tried to.
They'll never find out about.
You know, I sneaked out of the house to go parties a lot of times, you know, and all of that. And there are a lot of things that, like you said, that we have done that, you know, our parents don't even know about right now, you know. So the kids also need to start, you know, checking themselves. And then, you know, there are different dynamics. When you talk about the parents, these days I see parents being very
woke.
Will I call it woke?
Woke.
I think it's the poverty, right?
Poverty.
Because
Thank you.
when your 17-year-old buys a Benz,
and you don't
without any
right
job, without anything,
and you've never had a
the right
yourself.
question, and then you see these parents coming to church to do Thanksgiving. You see your daughter using an iPhone 17, and you don't mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I own like 4 businesses, and I'm using an iPhone 15. And the other day, I saw one of my staff using an iPhone 17.
Like, oh my God.
Girl, and I'm like, I don't understand what is going on. I know you're not from no rich home. I know you don't have no rich brother or something that can get you this phone of close to 2 million naira. And I know what I pay you. You know, you have to save for like maybe a year. Without even eating anything.
Oh my God!
From
wow.
This.
Wow.
Excuse me. To get this, so is the poverty that is going on in the society, and then because of the poverty, parents don't have authority over their kids, you know, anymore. And I'm just hearing that she also had some chats where she said if she had gone to another place,
she would have gotten about 50,000 naira.
More money.
Yeah, 50,000 naira. Imagine.
That makes me to ask the question: was she really a virgin, or this pattern is what she normally, you know, do to get money? And we know men are not trying to give you no money if you're not having sex with them. So, you know, the story is now taking a shift for me and all of that. I just feel we should all be careful. And we still talk about this situation, and we are talking about the girl. A lot of females are also predators, you know. Where, you know, I talk to a lot of men, and I can tell you that 7 out of 10 men that I talk to have been molested, you know, abused sexually by maybe a maid. Usually their first sexual experience was a female older than them. So, you know, anytime we have these conversations, we're only talking about the men as the predators, but, you know, women do these things also. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about that. And For the male child, it doesn't affect physically as much because of our biology. We kind of enjoyed it when it was happening, but psychologically and mentally,
it does a lot of damage.
It does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I counsel a twin, and you know, their maid when they were 3 was making it like a reward for them when they you know, do good behavior. She would say, "Okay, come have it." So they were doing things from giving her head to, you know, having smacks with her and all of that.
Wow.
And they didn't even know what they were doing. You know, so growing up, they became really hypersexual, and they got into masturbation, and they got into substance abuse.
Yeah.
One of them usually stroke dry, so he doesn't use any cream or soaps or anything like that.
Wow.
And he peeled, you know, a layer, his first layer of skin, and it turned into an injury over there on his member. And he was so addicted that even with the injury, he still does it, and it bleeds sometimes.
Jesus.
You know, so we had to take him.
What's going on?
It's not funny. It's serious. People are going through some serious stuff, you know, and you know, we had to take him through a whole process.
Crazy,
and
yo.
thank God he's well right now. He has been clean for about 6 months.
Wow.
And yeah, he's fully healed and everything.
Okay, you know what? On that note, we will take a quick break. When we return, we'll dive into our hot topic for tonight. It is still the Black Table, the Ultimate Men's Guide.
Argentina, champions of the world!
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
All right, we're back. So for many, 40 is the big age. It's not just an age, it's a scorecard, a scoreboard. Society expects you to have a house, a car, a career, a wife, children, and the bank account to prove you've made it. Well, who created these timelines, and what happens to the men whose journey doesn't follow that script? Tonight, we're asking, are men chasing success or their own? Are we chasing on our own pace, or are we racing against a clock set by society, or even a clock that doesn't exist? We have a video or two that we want to play, so you can check it out, and when we return, we'll discuss it on the table.
40 is a fascinating age for a man. A lot of people think that at 40 you've already peaked, and essentially it's downhill from here. If you think about it logically, what's the average male live to? 80, 85. You're not even at half time yet. However, the reality is that 40 is a pivotal stage of your life, because your life can go two ways from here. If you're not where you need to be right now with your business, your health, or your relationships, you might want to get married, have kids, build that business, you still have time to claw back and live out that vision that you have in your head. But on the flip side, if you don't, you'll end up wasting the best years of your life. And for a man, 40, 45 and 50 is the best years of his life. That's when he should be in shape. That's when he should be making money. What happens is you'll stay stuck, you'll stay in the same habits, you'll stay in the same body, and this is where decline and resentment to your life will actually begin.
Wow.
All right, so interesting. So let's start by asking, who is 40 here?
Fido, you're not 40 now.
Nah, he's not 40.
Of course not.
He's not 40.
Why
He's
is
not
he?
40.
We know.
I'm not 40. I'm 40 plus.
Okay, I'm 40 plus.
I'm 40
Come
plus.
on.
So can I jump in?
Yes, it's for you.
It's, you know,
I'm 28, by the way. It's for you.
So it's crazy because, you know, as much as we say women have a biological clock, it almost seems like men have a financial clock.
Oh, financial clock.
Have a financial clock. And you know that thing they say about how life begins at 40. So if you look at the average life expectancy of today's man, you expect that at least if you make it to 40, you've lived more than half of your expected life.
Yeah.
So at what point do you start living life on your own terms to be able to say, I can do this, and do this, and do that? How far has your hustle gone? What were you doing in your 20s and 30s that by 40 financially you haven't been able to make certain things? Now, I think the bar is set pretty high for men because, number one, owning a house is not as easy as people feel. But there's some things that people expect you to be able to have achieved by 40. Do you understand? You no longer live with your parents. You're either married, you know, you either have a car, you know, you either own a house or you're paying your own rent to an extent, or you have something that you're doing to get daily bread in general. So there's a financial target that is kind of like blindly put on men to say, if you don't have certain things working for you in a certain way by 40, what exactly are you doing with your life?
Okay, so I want to explain on this. Do you think that that's a reflection of a man's attitude or input towards life? Because really, if at 40 you don't have most of the things Ganga said, is it that you haven't put in enough work? Or, you know, life hasn't just been fair? Because most will argue that if you don't have it together at 40, then, I mean, what's next?
So, I mean, there's a part of the Bible that says time and chances happens to them all. So, some people have just not had that opportunity to, like, break through. I mean, this is Nigeria. Not everybody comes from privilege. So, sometimes, I mean, the first time this thing actually clicked in my head was I'm a rapper. I think it was Eminem that said it on his song, and Eminem was just, you know how Eminem does storytelling, and he said, I was a kid, I was a teenager, and I heard on a song a rapper saying it was dissing someone that, like, you're at 30, you're still living with your mom, and that just hit me as a child that at 30 you're not supposed to be living with your mom. So I think it's just the standard of society, and it can drive you to do the wrong things at the same time, because that's why you see a lot of people rather than doing things on their pace, their boys are going into fraud because they have to attain certain things. And me, I remember when I was clocking 30, I was desperately trying to get married.
But now you're married.
I'm married.
Congratulations again.
So I had to chill after that relationship didn't work out, because that would have been hell for me. So it taught me that, don't rush process. Don't rush. When is your time? I mean, there are some people that made it big in their 80s. And it's not bad. Whenever is your time.
There's Colonel Sanders of
life
KFC.
is a journey. It's not really a race. But I mean, at the same time, you gotta be on your job. You know that okay, when you have a kid or two, you have to. There's some things that should be in place, but at the same time, you shouldn't rush time. You get me? Yeah. So
Well said. So, man like Pharaoh, if there's a phrase that we can recoin this to, what would you think would be the best way to put it? Because I think if you really look at a lot of people, I think there's this LinkedIn guy, one of the co-founders, I think was 43 when they co-founded LinkedIn. Of course, we all know of the popular Colonel Sanders of KFC. There's Sam Walton, there's Jack Will. In Africa, there are loads of people like that so that didn't, fly until they were way above 40. But when you look at the circumstances of today's world globally, how would you want to recoin it? Should there be a benchmark for what makes a man successful age-wise?
Personally, I'm a person that is a strong believer of escaping the metrics, I've never lived my life to go by what everybody expects and, okay, you're at 40 right now, this is what you're supposed to be doing and all of that. Personally, I feel traditions are, peer pressure from dead people, So in as much as we have a lot of wisdom from the lives that they have lived, but they have put on us a lot of pressure to be able to meet up to certain things at certain age. But to be happy in this life, I feel you have to escape that metrics.
Okay.
And you have to begin to live your life on your own terms. I have the greatest respect for one of my manager. He's 50 and, no kids, no wife, no nothing. And he said something to me. He said, I'm already living this life I'm living. I'm trying to make myself happy. And I know that I don't have it sufficient enough to bring a woman and a child into this situation. So why even do it? So he is still living a wonderful life. He's one of the guys that lights up the room, but he understands his situation. And what I would say again is that every dog has his day. Some will make it big at 40, some will make it big at 10, some will make it big at 70, But the way you condition yourself, live your life, and be realistic with yourself is more important.
Okay. So gang,
yeah.
Quick one. Shouldn't men be held? There should be a standard, because if we go by this now, we're saying that okay, it's okay for you to just live your life and hope things work out. But do you think there should be a standard for men? And if you think so, what should it be?
So here's the thing, and I appreciate what a man like Pharaoh has said. It's rather unfortunate that in this day and age, everything is attached to finances.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand? And how do you measure success?
But how do you measure a man if it's not financially?
But here's the thing. Back in the days when money wasn't really involved and men were being men in society, I don't want to take it as far as the caveman era. But how did you measure success then? How did you tell a man that if by 40 he's not married, he's some type of failure? How do you tell a man that by 40 if he hasn't acquired a certain level of farmland or certain things?
He's a farmer. He's a farmer.
But he's not 40. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But you're making it seem as if Phenom hasn't done these things by the time he's 40,
yeah.
he's less than a man. He's lesser than other people.
Okay, so what value should we hold men on now?
So I will say this here, right? Like he said, everybody focus on the money right now. But if you look at what makes a high value man, money is just 1 out of 8. You understand?
Out of 8?
Yes, out of 8.
Okay.
So when you're looking at people, or when I look at people, I try to pick up the values that they have. Does this person have character? Does he have integrity? When he says he will do something,
so
does he do
integrity,
that? So there are a whole lot of things. Maybe on another episode we'll
break all of that.
What a high value man needs to be. But it's so unfortunate because I see a lot of fools with money these days. There are a lot of fools with money these days.
Okay.
They just have money and they don't have any other thing.
Yeah,
they don't have integrity, they don't have character, they don't have people skills, nothing like that. So what I'm saying is that it's unfortunate that money have been put in the middle of the whole conversation, but as a man, just keep building yourself. And what I was saying earlier is not that just sit down and hope things start happening. No, as a man, you need to push forward. But sometimes, man, no matter how you push, it's not just your time. It's not just working out for you. For some of us that it worked out for us at a very young age, we don't appreciate it enough. But because there are people that have put the same work that we put into, and nothing is working for them. You know, so
okay.
I was going to ask, what's the eight?
The 8 things, yeah. Can we just outline them quickly?
We'll do that in another episode. So that we can digest.
Because I have 7.
Oh, you have 7. Right. You've got 8 gang. How many do you have?
25.
Wow.
Are you just saying that?
I'm not saying it.
Actually,
I've got just one principle.
I'm just
be
saying
true to yourself always as a man. A lot of men are under unnecessary pressure. You want to be like man like Pharaoh, you want to be like Phenom, you want to be like gang, but you don't know what has built them to that level. You don't know the sacrifices they've made. You don't know the difficult moments. You don't know the moments whereby they cried. A friend of mine told me something recently. He is going through a divorce, and he said that he didn't know how he was feeling because he never had the opportunity to talk to anyone about it until he signed the divorce papers. He said he was driving and then he broke down into tears and he packed like he was hysterical. He said he has never felt that way in his entire life. That he started crying and he just said, you know what, I need to talk to someone. So he called me and then we were talking. And at that moment, I really could not comprehend what he was going through. But I realized that every man has their own battles and their own race to, to run.
So quickly, let me just say this again, for a lot of men in their 20s and in their 30s, there are mistakes that we make. There are mistakes that we make. And a lot of time trying to prove our worth, especially to broke people. I don't understand why you are trying to prove to a broke person that you are rich. I see a lot of men doing things that they have no business doing just to prove to some people that, they got it.
Yeah.
The idea is actually to be rich, not to look rich. Now,
that's another conversation.
I have a guy.
How are you rich and you don't look rich? Yeah. You look rich.
I try. I have a guy. He got an apartment in Lekki Phase 1. Furnished it. It was nice. And he hit some big money two months later. And he left the apartment that he was living
and moved
went
elsewhere.
to Banana Island and paid like maybe 3 times what he paid in Lekki Phase 1. I don't know why he did that, and he bought a G-Wagon. He had no business doing that at that time. I tell people, once you hit big money like that, let it breathe. Settle down, think about what you need to do to double this money or triple it. Then you take a fraction of it to flex. That is the way I roll with
Stop
my
talking
own
about
personal
me.
life.
Stop talking about me. I told you,
Did you hear him? He said, stop talking about me.
I told you not to share my story.
now it's 2 years later, and this guy cannot even afford the service charge. Not even just the service charge.
Was it legit money?
No wisdom.
I don't think it was legit money.
That's
But
why
let's not talk about that on camera. But still, money is money, right? He got the money. He could have done a lot with that money. He would have set it up. He sold the G-Wagon. He squandered the money still and all of that. So I keep telling guys, see, there are some apartments you are not ready for yet. But because you want to prove to some people that you have arrived, you want to shut down clubs that will open the next day. I don't understand. And these are the mistakes young men make. And I think this is where women are smart. Women are really smart with their money. They are not giving you their money.
In terms of thinking of their future.
They are thinking about their future. She wants to use your money to live the lifestyle, then her money is in savings.
Oh my God.
And that's why we have more landladies than landlords.
You
understand?
Men,
They're really
stop
smart.
shortchanging yourself.
Men, please learn from the ladies. And another thing I love about ladies, a lady can have 10K in her bank account, and she will walk through the room like she has 10 million in her bank account. Please, can we learn these things from the ladies? I think that's one good thing we we need to learn from there.
But
Save your money,
here's another thing.
investments.
Here's another thing, Olamide.
Yes.
Sometimes when you look at it, you expect that, for example, we talked about the age 40. You expect that what are the common expectations of a man by the time he's 40? He should have either been to school or decided not to go to school. So either a graduate, a dropout, or you have some level of education. You should have been able to start a business or have a job to a certain. There's a couple of things that you would expect from the average human being, whether it's male or female, to have done with their life, relationship-wise, experience-wise with the other gender, before you make it to 40. That when you now make it to that 40, you're like, what have you done with your life as a benchmark to say at this point, if you haven't done certain things, just say no. But truth be told, everybody has his own life. It works for certain people. When your time comes, it comes, which is very rare for it to be at 40, for you to start afresh. But at any point in time in your life and age, you can have a new beginning and a new take. You can discover new things that can take you to another level. But just be cautious, because you need your strength, time, and energy to build for the future when you're younger than when you're older.
So I think on a final note, we have just very little time. I'm just going to say a few things. Wisdom and knowledge is something that we all need to seek as men. There are times whereby we are carried away by the moments, we're carried away by our circumstances, but we need to seek balance to be able to move forward. On that note, I'm going to take some feedback on social media. Thank you, gang, for that summation. And right after that, there's something we do called Just a Tip. Just a Tip, which is basically some form of advice to our viewers. Phenom, you're going to be giving us that. And then at the end of the show, we do the toast of the week. Me, I know who I'm toasting to. I know who I am toasting to, but I'm going to let you guys in on that too. So we have Uche from Warri. Uche says the case should remind young people to prioritize their safety when meeting people they don't know well. Yes, it's important. Ibrahim from Kaduna says parents also need to have honest conversations with their children about safety, consent, and online relationships. Aisha from Kano says women also face pressure, but let's be honest, a broke 40-year-old man is judged much more harshly. Yes, I think women, as much as, it's the same thing actually. David from Port Harcourt says social media has made everyone feel like they are behind in life. Comparison is the real problem. Okay, interesting take. And then Tolu says men put so much pressure on themselves because society only respects successful men. Okay, there's so much from all of this.
Can I say something?
Yes, quickly.
See, I just want to talk to one man that is 40, that has not put 2 and 2 together. See, you are not a fool at 40. You are not a fool at 40. You can re-strategize. You can put your life together. And please, there's one thing I noticed from a lot of people I talk to that are in this situation. They always complain about their background. My guy, if you are more than 30 years old, you can't be complaining about your background anymore. You are becoming the background. You are becoming the background. So at 40, you are not a fool. They say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. That's a wrong statement. You can still recalibrate. You can still work on yourself and still come out, better. So that's just what I felt like telling somebody, because I feel someone is watching there thinking that they are a failure and all of that. No matter where you are in life, things can change drastically, and it can even take 1 week. Your life can change in 1 week, 1 day, few hours.
And then things change.
I mean, Vozia, the goalkeeper, he came into the World Cup at 40. It's funny, we're talking about 40. He came into the World Cup at 40, did a wonderful performance from 50,000 followers.
He's got over 40.
He's right now at close to 40 million.
Yeah, followers. That's
and
interesting.
he's 40 years old.
He never saw this coming.
He never saw this coming. He kept on his dream and he kept working. So just keep working. Keep working smart and
stay positive
and working hard also. You're going to get there. And don't care about what anybody has to say. Just enjoy it. Life is a journey. Enjoy the journey, not the destination. Just enjoy it as you're going. So that's my advice for someone watching right now.
Phenom.
Yes, sir.
Your turn.
Oh, yeah, what am I supposed to say?
Just a tip. Just a tip.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm a Jesus boy, so I mean, but I would use myself, for example. There were times where when I started music really early, success, I was trying to get there. I mean, I was moving with the guys, but I never got to the success I imagined for myself. And I felt like if I didn't attain that success, I wouldn't be able to do certain things. And as a man, there's certain things you have to do before you're looking at
next level.
Settling down. Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to go into details, but I just felt like I couldn't. But like, I mean, that's where I feel like as a man, if you don't have the God factor, you're wasting your time. So I feel like that's where the God factor came in, and I learned too much. I learned so much, and I always just went to God, and everything I thought music would do for me, God gave it to me outside of music. Yeah, so I feel like as a man, if you want to prevail, if you want to go to that next level, you need the God factor, man. So God made the world in 7 days. It can change your life in a day. You get me? So
well said.
That's
On that
it.
note,
I'm
going to toast to that. That's some
Yes,
seriously wise,
Yeah, that's great.
Yes. But this is not my own official toast, though.
I have to come through for this.
Even though I don't have any drink anymore.
That's what I was
We'll add some more to
So,
it.
by the way, next week we should be talking about something quite interesting: faith, celibacy, and masculinity. Can a man lead spiritually in a modern home? Hopefully, you guys will join us, and then we'll explore the conversation and, of course, see how that works. So, my toast.
Go ahead. Let's toast to Phenom.
Again.
My toast is to Phenom
and wifey.
You want to join?
You guys,
you want to show your face in the video? Come this way. Come through.
It's interesting. I met you both separately.
Let them see the wifey.
I am so happy.
Come on.
So happy.
Yeah.
Let them see the wifey.
She wears many hats, by the way. I know you have two different people.
There you go. Let's shout out to wifey.
Yes, sir.
Phenom and the wifey,
YB, thank you very much.
All right.
And this is he's not 40, so he's doing it.
Yes, sir.
He's doing it.
YB.
To a very successful marriage.
Sir. Amen.
Yes, these guys always communicate, talk. Always talk. Yeah, I think that's a secret. On that note, we're going to take the music video, and then we'll see you guys same station, same time next week. Good night.
Good night.
Entertainment. Just found a new home. Your favorite shows, your biggest stars. Now closer than ever. TVC Entertainment. Now on DSTV channel 164. TVC Entertainment. Something for everyone.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement.
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
Or